Happy New Year's, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful start to 2024. My name is Steve. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel, and I'm joined again by my wife, Lindsay, and we are going to be checking out something that we just heard of in the comment section of the last video. Now, obviously, we understand that for the most part, most of your major cities have some sort of New Year's Eve celebrations, and obviously London and New York City are two of the main places that I'm familiar with. You know,
that's what we generally think of.
Right. I checked out London's, I believe it was London's drone light show last year, which was really, really cool. But in the comments section of the previous video, we were told about Hogmanay. I believe I'm saying that correctly. But supposedly in Scotland, New Year's Eve is called Hogmanay. And so all over the country, they have Hogmanay celebrations, and Edinburgh is supposedly one of the largest Hogmanay celebrations in Scotland.
And so, one of the biggest New Year's Eve celebrations in the world.
Right. Yeah, supposedly it's like a bucket list item. There's not just like one single event. Supposedly there's a lot of individual stuff going on. So we thought we'd check this out today. Just sounds interesting. So I never heard about it before, but
all I've seen so far is this little still shot, and it already looks way better than Times Square.
Oh man, Times Square is...
I think I'd rather do this than go to
Oh, me too, man. Like, Times Square has never been on my bucket list. It's never been a thing. I've been to New York City plenty of times, and going there for New Year's Eve has never been a thing that I'm interested in. I mean, it's cool. I've watched the ball drop on TV throughout my life here and there, but it's just not something like I would like go pay money to travel to.
I've only seen this part, but it looks awesome.
Right. And this video is not just like, I don't know, showing the fireworks celebrations at the end of the night. This is a top 10 list. We also have another short video pulled up we'll probably check out. And then we have a website article pulled up if we feel like we need more information after seeing this video. But basically, we just want to understand what this is and what types of things are involved with Scotland's New Year's Eve celebration. So anyways, guys, you ready to get started?
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and dive into this and check out the Edinburgh Hogmanay celebrations, the top 10 things you have to see.
Whether you call it New Year's Eve, Hogmanay, or Old Year's Night, Edinburgh is the best place to celebrate it. But before you attend this full dose of fun extravaganza, there are a few things you need to know, a few things that would make this party a memorable one for you. So in this video, we'll be going over the top 10 things you cannot live.
Wait, this is New Year's Eve?
Right. Do people dress up?
Halloween.
Well, it reminded me of what you call it down in New Orleans a little bit.
Oh, Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras. It reminds me, so far.
I've never been to that either.
This was like kind of like a combination of Mardi Gras, Halloween, that type of thing. This is not what I would see in New Year's Eve in the U.S. This would definitely be a little bit different.
No, here I feel like it's more of a, like, people want to dress fancy.
Yeah, they dress in ball gowns and stuff like that. But one thing I wanted to say, guys, I've heard the name of this city pronounced a number of different ways. Edinburgh, where it's like the bruh on the end. Edinburgh, where it just stops at the burr. I've also heard it pronounced Edinburgh. But I'd be curious, for you guys that are from Scotland, how do you generally pronounce this city? I've been pronouncing it both Edinburgh and Edinburgh. So I don't know.
And I usually tend towards like Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is another one of those ways that I've heard it said. And so it's kind of confusing because it seems like there's a lot of different ways to say this. And you don't really know exactly what the people from the area call this city. So I'd like to know that. But anyways, let's continue.
Without knowing about Edinburgh's Hogmanay Festival Street Party.
This is interesting.
And you might want to stick to the end because the number one thing on our list would absolutely blow your mind. Number 10 is the torchlight procession.
This is so
The best
cool.
part of Hogmanay in Scotland is that the fun isn't only for one night. It's a whole 3-night fiesta.
That is
The street
awesome.
party kick-starts on the 30th of December with the torchlight procession, which has previously been referred to as the River of Fire due to the awesome effects it creates, then runs all the way to New Year's Eve. The torchlight procession can be traced to pre-Christian festivals when Vikings celebrated the winter solstice.
That is awesome.
Around that
That
time,
really is.
thousands of people marched from the city centre to Calton Hill with flaming torches of burlap and wax, led by pipes and drums and the Uphellier Vikings from the Shetland Islands. Number
Dude, that is
9
awesome.
is the street party. If you see yourself...
Hold on. I would love to be in that torch procession. That would just be a blast.
It would feel powerful.
It would.
Feel really awesome.
You feel so connected. Yeah.
Unified, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great thing right there.
If not liking the awesome torchlight procession, then I guarantee you that on the 31st of December,
church.
you will fall in love with Hogmanay's street party. Because whether you believe it or not, this party is regarded as the best street party, not just in the UK, but in the world.
It looks
Several
pretty
stages are set up
awesome.
around the city centre, and popular bands, singers, and DJs
Oh my
are
goodness,
invited
yeah.
to play.
That reminds me of Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Right there.
So is this happens on New Year's Eve? Like people dress up, there's floats.
Well,
and,
the street party might be part of like before New Year's Eve because it's 3 days.
yeah, it's 3 days, which is insane.
This is cool. I want to go.
Dude, this is. I already know this is going to be on a list of things we want to do at some
on New
point.
Year's Eve.
Yeah, sometime. This is
Hey,
cool. This is
There's
really cool.
even the silent disco where nobody can shame you for grooving out to whichever tunes are making your hips move. And believe it when we say that you might get the best moments of your life during this street party. And of course, a party is not complete without food and drinks, like what's Scotland without drinks, right? There's a wide variety of food and drinks that are available for you to wine and dine. Your biggest problem at the Edinburgh Festival
Skivvy.
Street Party might be your stomach getting filled up even before you have the chance to satisfy your taste buds. This festival isn't all about the street party, which goes on into the night until we
How do you pronounce this? He'll probably say, but I just in case he doesn't, what do you think? How do you think this is pronounced?
Kelid?
Kelid?
I have no idea.
Salad? I don't know.
Kelid. Salad.
Under the
we get to the next event, which brings us to our number 8, which is the Cayley dance under the
Cayley.
castle.
Cayley.
The celebrations don't
You're
stop
off.
there, because under the iconic castle of Edinburgh, the Cayley dance takes place.
Cayley.
Here you see people dancing the night away in the traditional
Oh man, this
Scottish
looks like a lot
dance,
of fun. It really
joining
does.
hands with old
does.
friends and new to dance into the new year with a Cayley band and plenty of local food and drinks to keep you spinning all night. Don't worry about not knowing the steps. There's always a caller shouting out instructions to the dancers, and messing up is part of the fun. There's nothing like experiencing a true Scottish Cayley with all the bells and whistles, especially on Hogmanay. As it draws closer to 12 midnight on New Year's
Fireworks.
Eve, the countdown begins and everyone is joyously counting down.
I mean, obviously, this is the thing that every
Yeah,
place
that's
has.
stereotypical.
Fireworks.
New Year's Eve.
That's what everybody does on
Yeah.
fireworks. But the other stuff so far is completely
Yeah.
unique. I've never seen this stuff. I mean, some areas have drone light shows instead of fireworks, so they have both. You obviously have some music and stuff like that. But what else is there? Like generally happens on New Year's that I mean there's drinking, there's some dancing going on.
Ballroom celebration.
Right, that type of thing.
parties.
But nothing like
Not like street parties.
Right.
Stuff that I can do. The biggest thing will be in Times Square, and that's kind of lame in my opinion.
I think it used to be better back in the day,
Probably.
but yeah, like it's just pretty lame at this point. But I don't know. I guess it might be fun if you're there, but I don't know. Yeah. Anyway,
Bell rings to the usher in the New Year's, and this brings us to
Oh,
our
wow.
number 7,
Oh my
which is
God.
the impressive display
I like
of
how it was
the
on the
lovely
castle up there.
fireworks.
That is amazing.
It's so
Or whatever, I think it was
beautiful,
castle.
a sight to behold. Just
Holy
imagine
crap.
that.
That might
An
be
old
the best
castle upon a hill
fireworks.
being
Is that-
lit
is that
up
real?
in different colors, and then fireworks above it. The unforgettable fireworks are displayed above Edinburgh's old castle.
wow,
And this
That
is
is
the most
beautiful.
amazing fireworks scenery you probably will ever see.
wow.
Trust me when I say it will definitely blow your mind. The fireworks are then followed by number 6 event where
I love the song.
What?
Auld Lang Syne.
Oh.
Like it's just.
That's the
Yeah,
song that
I
everybody
mean,
sings, right? Like, isn't that sing?
the,
Wait, is that the name? Is that the Scottish name?
I don't. I don't think so.
I think it might be.
Auld Lang Syne?
I think it might be. I don't know that for sure. I just think it might be because is that what we normally call it? Is it? I don't really. I know the song you're talking about, but I just never really knew the name. I guess.
Yeah, it's that.
Is that
Everyone links arms and sings Auld Lang Syne as it was intended, a tradition that began in Scotland. Although the sobering words of
That started in Scotland? That blows my mind. I don't know why, but it does.
That is interesting. But looking at the words, I thought maybe that was Scottish. I wasn't 100% sure, but
that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Auld Lang Syne resonate throughout the world at midnight every New Year's Day. There's something extra special about singing it in the land in which it was created. Auld Lang Syne is one of the Scottish poet Rabbie Burns' many masterpieces. Top tip, you only cross your arms in the
didn't know
last
that
verse,
technically, but I
and there's
thought
a
maybe
part where you run in and out
the
of the circle
way the words
at full
look.
speed. Things may get a little rowdy, but nothing screams solidarity among strangers and friends like linking arms and embracing this Scottish New Year's tradition. While the after parties go on anytime after midnight,
footing.
our number 5, which is the custom of first footing, is observed. The aim of the first footing custom is to be the first foot across the threshold of your nearest and dearest one's home. Traditionally speaking, people prefer dark-haired men to arrive first, as it's believed to bring good luck for the upcoming year. Fair-haired people weren't as encouraged after Viking invasion times. However, nowadays all are welcome, so as long as you bring a gift, it's like bad luck if you don't. Popular gifts include shortbread, the traditional Hogmanay food of black buns, whiskey for toasts, and coal for warmth. Nowadays, Scots are known to improvise. Any gift goes. Really. Now, once it's midnight on the dot, forget the New Year's Day kiss and head to Stonehaven to experience the most unforgettable moment of your year. Our number 4, which is Stonehaven's Fireballs, is a sight to behold from a safe
that's cool,
distance.
man.
Every Hogmanay, a parade of kilted men and women march through the main streets of this fishing village at the moment the clock strikes midnight, swinging great big fireballs around their heads. This age-old tradition stems from a 19th century fishermen's festival. However, its roots predate Christianity. Thankfully for onlookers, these mighty fireballs are contained in cages for safety purposes and are stuffed with things like old jeans, newspapers, and cardboard. It's believed that the ceremony wards off evil spirits for the new year. And just like we've said 100 times in this video, it's an experience you don't want to miss for anything.
Wow.
As much as the Stonehaven's fireballs sound pretty cool, I can't think of a better way to ring in a new year than throwing myself into a freezing cold river at the dawn of day.
Like a polar plunge?
Well, if you're like me and you're a huge fan of freezing cold rivers, then you would like our number 3 because you would find it interesting to hop into this albeit odd but fun post-Hogmanay tradition.
Okay, so that's New Year's Day then, I guess? Oh my goodness, that's gotta be, what water's gotta be cold. I mean, when you're in Scotland, you're in pretty northern waters, I mean, and not to mention, obviously, it's winter, so that's got to be some really cold water. Wow.
The Loony Dook began on the 1st of January 1987 and has been going strong ever since. It consists of about 1,000 people in silly costumes parading through the town of South Queensferry, led by a cool marching band, and then plunging into the River Forth
in their costumes
to raise money for charity.
Okay.
Yes, it's cold, and yes, it's crazy, but it is so much fun. What a crazy way to start the new year.
I didn't even notice.
As New Year's Day comes to dusk, our number 2 thing, which is the message from the skies, is one very relaxing way to close up the events of Hogmanay. Although this lasts till the 25th of January or the end of January, I guarantee you'll see projections popping up around Edinburgh onto various different landmarks, historic buildings, and iconic monuments across the city. You can see yourself exploring Edinburgh through the projections of literary trails with pieces of renowned authors based on a different theme each year. If you're looking for a brisk walk to clear your hangover and are only in town for a few days over Hogmanay, then from dusk on New Year's Day, they can be enjoyed. It's really so relaxing. And apart from the series of events, musical displays, performances, and art shows that really make Edinburgh's Hogmanay worthwhile, another secret ingredient that makes it a place to be to celebrate New Year's Eve and New Year's Day is the number one on our list, which is the lovely people of Scotland. And to be honest, this is one of the most important things that make the festival one in a million. Like it's ultimately the people that make this festival special. Whether it's a stranger, an acquaintance, family or a friend, all those visiting Scotland for Hogmanay are actually guaranteed a warm welcome. Cheers to all the Scottish people watching right now. You're all the best.
Yeah, you guys
They are
look
such
like
lovely
fun.
people, always friendly with a great
Definitely
sense of
look
humor.
like you have a lot of fun.
Although
for
you
real.
will need some time to catch their accent, and you may probably never understand every single word they say. That's if you're not familiar with their accent, or you are probably just coming around them for the first time. However, this doesn't take away the fact that they're such nice people, making your New Year's Eve and New Year's Day in Edinburgh even better. Everyone takes care of each other, not to mention the great pub culture, the welcoming atmosphere, and the traditional Scottish hospitality.
Wow.
That's awesome.
This looks like
How
an
did we not
incredible.
know this was a thing?
I know, right? Like I've never heard of this. I mean, obviously, I expected the cities in Scotland to have New Year's Eve celebrations.
This was like maybe the first New Year's Eve celebration like this.
And I've never seen something that goes on for 2 to 3 days like this. And just like, obviously, I think if you went to do this, it would be very hard to go and take in all this stuff. I mean, almost impossible because there isn't probably a number of different areas.
Right.
But I mean, all this stuff looked like really fun, man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I'm not sure, like, was it accurate that, he said at the end, people are dressing up. We saw the costumes. So it makes sense that what we saw initially in the street parties and stuff, there were these floats or at least one float we saw, and then people dressing up in all sorts of costumes and stuff. I guess that is, which is really cool. It's something I've never seen for New Year's Eve ever. I'd love to know where that tradition started because that's completely different from anything we've seen. All right, so this is the Masked Pipes and Drums Parade this year. So this was just today.
This is like part of the kickoff to...
I believe that's what it is. I'm not 100% sure what part of this, but you see the torches in the background.
It's like part of the torchlight procession.
But I just wanted to see a little bit of this. And I've seen some masked pipes and drums in other videos before, but I know you had.
I
so
love
I thought,
bagpipes.
yeah, that's why I thought you would be interested in seeing this a little bit. So we'll check out this and yeah.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my gosh! This gives you chills. Like, it's just beautiful.
I love that sound, man.
Yeah. Wow.
You crying?
Yeah. Very moving.
Yeah. You're like me. You like seeing the camaraderie type stuff. Yeah. Me too. Like seeing brotherhood.
And this just like harkens back to, I don't even know, like just the history of the culture and people.
Right. I know exactly what you mean.
I love it.
I knew you would. We should watch some more of this type of stuff.
I love seeing the younger people playing the bagpipes.
Yeah.
Keeping the tradition alive.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much. There's so much division nowadays, and there's not a lot of people keeping traditions up all over the world. you know, to see that happen with the younger people was amazing.
Oh, I love it. Oh, like it gives me goosebumps.
What do you say?
I was gonna say there's not really any words. It's just
amazing to see that
of
brotherhood,
culture and community and
brotherhood. That's what I would call it. Community, culture. I just every time I see something like this, I just love it because I don't see anything like this here in the U.S. because we're so
really.
We don't have
not to that depth,
right? Not to the depth of that because we don't have the strong.
Well, our history is a lot shorter,
right? Connected here, you have to go back to the countries where
roots,
you're
so
the roots.
Yeah.
You know, basically what this channel's about. You have to go back, you know, to where your family was before they came to America to really be able to connect with your true culture. I love seeing that stuff. I love seeing people stay connected and keep their culture alive. But
like I said, especially the younger people.
Yes.
Staying in that tradition.
Yes. It's awesome. And I think in today's society, a lot of people don't understand how important it is to keep culture alive.
And I feel like that's one of the things that we've suffered in America.
It is.
Is because we're so separated from where we began as people that our families generally don't even know hardly anything about
nothing.
Our lineage, and it's sad.
It is.
It really makes me sad.
It is, and you know, I'm hoping that through our journey we'll be able to bring some of that into our family moving forward.
And Sophia, growing up, will have more of a connection to who she really is.
Right. Yeah. And also, some of the traditions that we've seen are just really cool, and I would take those on.
Not part of my family heritage or whatever.
Right.
It's still beautiful to see.
Right. All right, guys. So we have a Scotland website pulled up, and I just thought we would take a look at Hogmanay to kind of understand it a little bit deeper, you know, to see what the history behind it is and whatnot. But celebration of the last day of the year is one of Scotland's best known and best loved traditions. Scotland's Hogmanay celebrations are known throughout the world. I've never even heard about it until now.
No, and that's
how is that possible? But an incredible extravaganza are undoubtedly one of the very best ways to celebrate bringing in the new year. You may be familiar with the tune, which is sung in many English-speaking countries to mark the passing of the previous year. We now know this. It was.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I had no idea. 1788. For centuries, the time of the year around the shortest day has been a period of merrymaking for people in
temperate climates.
I think that's what it meant. Temperate climates, I think, around the world. In societies where the day-to-day lives of most people were dictated by the rhythm of the changing seasons, the passing of the longest night heralded the coming of new life to the world. You know, that is interesting to think about. Like, we're now in the time period where we're actually starting to see.
We're gaining more light again.
Which is crazy. We're already at this point. This has happened so fast. It just seemed like it just started getting cold just a couple weeks ago. But the Roman New Year began on the 1st of January, giving us our traditional date today, which Scotland has used since 1600. You know, that's so fascinating how, like, it is true. Like, there's technically this day was given to the world. Is the day we're going to officially say, because the solstice happened, 10 days ago or whatever. Right. So it's technically this particular day. It's interesting that the new year didn't start on the solstice. You know what I mean? Or on the day after. I feel
like it should start in spring. That makes more sense to me.
But. Yeah. I mean, but why is it January 1st? Why is it that day? It's just interesting to Christmas was discouraged in Scotland, so the gift giving and celebration that accompanied Christmas elsewhere took place at New Year, giving rise to the uniquely Scottish celebration of Hogmanay.
Okay, so that makes sense.
So Christmas was discouraged, and so New Year's became the holiday where everybody went all out. Mm-hmm. It was Christmas and the celebration of the rebirth of the year. Or the newness of the year together. And so that makes a lot of sense. That's why it's so
I wonder if, like, in modern times now, do you guys in Scotland celebrate Christmas much? Or is that not as popular there still?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know they do celebrate Christmas, but I would be interested to know, is Hogmanay actually a bigger deal than Christmas there?
Sounds like it.
Sounds like it based off what we're seeing here and based off the celebration we're seeing in that video. It definitely seemed like it. First footing requires that the first dinner of the new year should be a tall, dark, and handsome stranger and come bearing a gift of coal during good luck for the coming year. Wow. The various local traditions found in Scotland centered around fires also hark back to the ancient past. The pagan winter celebrations, fire symbolized the newly resurgent sun coming back to the land and was believed to ward off evil spirits dwelling in the darkness. Fire still play a major part in Hogmanay celebrations, with torchlight processions, bonfires, and fireworks popular throughout Scotland. In Stonehaven in northeast Scotland, there is a long-standing tradition of making giant fireballs weighing up to 10 kilos from rags doused in
That must have been
paraffin.
what we saw, the fireball procession.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Swung on poles and paraded through the town streets. So that was one town, one fishing village.
Yeah.
I wonder if that they do that through a number of other places throughout Scotland as well. Let us know in the comments, guys. A more recent tradition and one that spread from Scotland to the whole of English-speaking world is the singing at the stroke of midnight of the song. Yeah, we know that.
It doesn't feel like New Year's Eve without.
No, it really doesn't. That is something
that's iconic.
You hear that every New Year's. Every New Year, no matter where you're at, you hear that song, which is pretty insane.
So thank you, Scotland.
Yeah.
For that song.
Yeah, really. I mean, you even hear that in not even just in English speaking. I think I've heard that in Singapore.
Probably.
When I saw a Singapore celebration, some other Southeast Asian countries, I think I've heard that as well. So that's pretty cool. Awesome, guys.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm glad we learned about it.
Yes, because this will go on a list. I'm telling you. We're not just saying that. We really mean it.
Right?
This will go on a bucket list for us. And we definitely will do this at some point. Do not know when. Could be next year. Could be
5 years.
5 from now. But I am going to do this.
Yeah.
Well, we will. I think Sophia would, at least love part of this. She would love, she would love stuff like the
parties, and
she would love to see the torch lights and stuff like that. Would be really cool for her. But yeah, guys, this is awesome. Never seen any kind of New Year's celebration, anything like this. It looks, based off of what we've seen here, let us know if this was accurate. But if this is accurate, it looks like a combination of New Year's, Halloween, Mardi Gras, New Orleans. 4th of July. It literally looks like a combination.
And maybe Carnival and
Carnival. It looks like a huge. I mean, this has got to be the largest celebration of the year in Scotland, I'm guessing. I mean, this looks like the largest celebration of a lot of areas that you could go to. So looks really cool. Anyways, guys, enough rambling from us. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please click that like button. Feel free to drop your comments about this video or others. And don't forget to subscribe to continue to follow us on our journey to discover our British and Irish ancestry. We hope you guys have a wonderful start to 2024. Happy New Year's. Until next time, guys. Peace.